Hello, welcome back and welcome aboard. And today I'm in the training center, as you can see. I'm going to be doing the AFB cruise control training. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I used that to show how the BR-146 was a bit foobarred. And it's been fixed. It's broken. It's all better now. So I just want to show that, but there is a little bit of a glitch in there in how everything works because, well, I'll get into that as I go along. But anyway, let's get into the training center here. And also, if you could tell that this little green bar here underneath my character, I just created this character, Old Me. Because I've rerun this service a couple of times actually, because I thought maybe I had a problem with the game, or it was my real driver, or both. So, but anyway, I am back online with the game, and the other video that'll be linked to this one, you'll see that I talk about the game not being online. I had set it to read only, so it would not receive any updates. And we'll leave it at a lot of stuff was broken, and there still is a lot of things I need to get fixed, but I finally let the game completely update. Anyway, I'm back on. The game is back online. If you are not seeing a green line here, then you're offline in the game for whatever reason and need to investigate it. But anyway, okay, just as a little bit of a side note, because they made some changes to the training center, you'll notice that there's now more employees, if you will, in their orange outfits. But if you look carefully, okay, and you have the Christmas layer active, if you look carefully, there's one guy. It's hard to tell from out here, but you see him moving. You see him moving. He's in a tree. Okay, he's in the tree talking whatever they're supposed to be talking about. These two here, and the one guy is in the Christmas tree. And if you turn off the Christmas layer, then you'll see the guy with no problem. You can't turn these real employees in their orange outfits off, but it's just something I thought I'd point out with the new changes they made to the training center some time ago. To anyone who may have not noticed, just a little tidbit. But anyway, so enough yagging. Let's get started and let's get into the rest of the show. Go to train center, train modules, go to 146, select cruise control, learn about how AFB cruise control works on German trains. Learn about how. How about learn how? Just learn how AFB cruise control works on German trains. See how simple that is? Okay. There's no about there. No. Here, I would have expected to be labeled. I expected it to be labeled AFB control tutorial, or AFB cruise control tutorial, or learn how to use AFB in German train. Something other than just cruise control. I mean, it is cruise control, but it's specific to German trains, AFB. That is nowhere else in the world other than Germany. UK has its own on some trains, but anyway. So it was a little off-putting at first, because I look here first where you see me, where you see my little pointer moving. This is where I look first, see what the name is. Anyway, so we select that, And let's get into the training. And there'll be a disembodied voice talking almost immediately, so I'm going to be like a church mouse, very quiet for a little bit. AFB cruise control.
In this training module, you're going to learn how the German AFB cruise control system works. Many German trains use this type of cruise control, and much of the fundamentals you learn here will apply to other trains that have some equivalent form of cruise control. It's important to note that there are fundamentally two types of cruise control. One is an active system like AFB, which will manage your speed positively using throttle and brake as needed. The other is a speed set system, which is useful for setting a maximum speed. Speed set could usually maintain your speed, but can't reduce it as easily as a system like AFB. For this exercise, you'll be doing 2 laps of the main loop here at the training center. The first time around, you'll be learning how to set up AFB and use it from standstill. The second time, you'll learn how to enable AFB while your train is already running. Set up the train, but don't start moving yet.
Okay, so we got our instructions from the disembodied voice, and you'll notice that in my game, the little bouncy ball is not where you would expect it to be. That's because I have an I setting that makes my HUD elements smaller, including the main menu of the game. So before we go anywhere else, if that's something you want to use, I'll have that information down and below. Down and below, yes, down in the description page. But keep in mind, you have to get used to things being out of place, and that's what happens with these little bouncy balls. And when you mouse over or put your cursor, Störung. You'll see that it blinks off, and that's a good way to know that you are about to change a setting that you should, depending on the instructions given.
Turn the AFB system on. You can now set the target cruise speed using the AFB lever. Set it to 40 km per hour for now.
Okay, so if you notice in the right hand side, the little tooltip to pop up, the AFB was already was actually turned on when I put the cruise control in, when I put the reverser in. That's not supposed to happen. Okay, so right now, if you look at the your display, there's no indication that cruise control is on. You don't see the yellow marker that looks like a little block from Minecraft, and you don't see the 3 red zeros. So to get this working properly, you need to turn AFB off and then turn it back on again. AFB. Okay, and you notice there's a little yellow block and the 3 red zeros. So okay, so I'm gonna put in the reverser. I don't have my rail driver hooked up to the computer because I took something for granted and I shouldn't have, because of the many different issues with the rail driver. And I made a video which I'll have linked to this one, where all the control interfaces within the train are just, I did the wiggly jiggly thing, yeah. And I should have checked this while I was initially recording, and I didn't. I just immediately took it for granted, and I was wrong for doing that. So with the rail driver connected, the AFB switch gets turned on as soon as I put in the reverser. And because this train has had problems in the past, it's had 2 patches to fix the issues this train had, and the rail driver is still needing to be worked out as to why you're having all the uncontrollable movement of the levers, lights going on or off, and so forth and so on. So just let me do this part here, and this is the way it's supposed to work. Put the reverser in, put into forward.
Störung, Störung.
Put the headlights to bright. I would put this switch on first. I think it should be done this way first. Get this switch set on the back wall.
Turn the AFB system on.
Okay, now we turn on AFB.
AFB, AFB, AFB.
You can now set the target cruise speed using the AFB lever. Set it to 40 kilometers per hour for now.
Okay. And you see the little yellow mark there? Actually looks like a Minecraft block. I mean, it used to look like a little arrow. It doesn't even look like it. It looks, even from here, you could see there's a yellow mark there. But anyway, AFB is on. It's set. It's ready to go. And now all I have to do is move the. I can't use my rail driver, so and I don't know the key bindings, so. Because I've been so reliant on a rail driver, and my keyboard is a southpaw keyboard, so everything's left-handed, and I had to learn to be a southpaw. I'm dominant right-handed all my life, but because of a neurological handicap that I have, I had to learn to be a southpaw, and it's just easier for me. It makes my life easier with over the years with the rail driver, and basically gaming itself has not come easy to me over the years. Anyway, set it to 40.
Release the brakes and apply power.
Okay. Everything is working the way it should, and there's just a weird interaction between the rail driver and the game. TSW5 only. Rail driver works perfectly with TSW 2, 3, and 4. No issues whatsoever. So, something's got a little screwed up with TSW5 from day one, really. And don't know where they are in trying to get this figured out. Other than that, they're looking into it. That's it. So, what you saw with the AFB switch being turned on automatically. Can't even see it now. There we go. Oh. That was because of the rail driver. Okay.
As the train accelerates, you can apply more power as needed.
I just want to make sure that headlight didn't get turned to brake lights again.
The train has reached its cruise target and has cut power. It will now manage the speed as needed automatically. You can leave the power handle with the power applied, and this grants the amount of power available for AFB to use.
I'm running this again for, I don't know, maybe the 6th time, if not more. Yeah, probably 6. 6 times I'm running the same scenario, and each time everything works just a little bit different here and there. This time I had no problems getting moving. It's like It's like when you're having something going, you know, going wrong with your phone and nothing's responding the way you want it to, or your computer. You turn it off, count to 3 or 10 or whatever. Just wait a couple seconds, turn it back on, and everything's working hunky dory, no problems. That's exactly the way I see what's happening here with this training for AFB on German trains. Cruise control.
Increase the AFB lever to 80 kilometers per hour and watch the train accelerate to the new target.
Okay. And as you can see, that I am already well past the 5-minute mark on, as it's shown when you select this AFB cruise control training to learn how to use it in the German trains. So they need to rethink on their time frame on how long a particular service or scenario is, because I found this same issue on quite a few scenarios. Timetable and just scenario, which in some of them end up becoming a timetable, which is a bit odd because scenarios usually are not, given a time frame, but yet it does happen. So, I don't know why, it just is. TSW.
Now decrease the AFB lever back to 40 kilometers per hour and see the train will manage itself back to 40 kilometers per hour.
And I use the rail driver, and I rely on it heavily because it just makes my life easier for train sim games. And it's nice that they did integrate it into Train Sim World. Started with TSW2, but with TSW5, it's been a hot mess. And I'm not the only one. All you gotta do is look up rail driver on Dovetail forums, do a search, and you'll see quite a few people have posted the issues that they are having with erratic behavior and things are just not working like they should. I'm surprised that right now everything is working well. It might even come down to some trains it works with no problem, and on other trains it's just complete chaos. I don't know, but I have noticed even doing this training, at some point you are instructed to move the brake lever to the braking position. You could see it jumping back and forth, like it's got a nervous twitch. But yeah, here's your I keep hammering this, but here's your 5-minute AFB cruise control training. Yeah, sure, you betcha. Get your loopers.
You're coming back to the platform, so set the throttle to off and get on the brakes as needed to come to a stop somewhere in the station.
Yeah, somewhere in the station. I'm 1 kilometer away, so I'm not going to bother giving it any kind of braking force because I'm going to stop before I even get to the station. So that just doesn't make sense. But somewhere in the station, no, there's an actual waypoint marker. You'll see it. It's a blue looks like a traffic cone. Okay, and that's where you need to stop. That is not somewhere. It's stop at the designated location. How about that? There's just a lot of little things here and there. Okay, maybe I'm a little OCD, ADD riddled, if you will. But if you're going to give instructions, give them properly and rethink them. Write them down, read it back, have somebody read it to you. And, I can't do scripts. I sound robotic. You can ask my daughter. I've tried. It don't sound good. So, I mean, I came in at the station at 40 some odd kilometers an hour, and just a little bit of braking, and it's already ready to stop before I need to. And this is my waypoint marker. This is where you need to stop, the designated location.
Getting AFB running while stationary is quite straightforward, but sometimes you may want to activate it while you're on the move without having to stop. Set the AFB lever to off and turn the AFB switch to off so that we can try that exercise next.
Okay, yeah, see, that's the twitchiness. It's just a little bit, but it's still gets a bit annoying. So. And I have a new keyboard and wireless, and it goes off to save the battery. So anyway, turn off AFB.
AFB, AFB, AFB.
Okay, so back here. Release the brakes. Release the hounds. Not the way I would do it, especially if it's on a hill. A gradient upwards or downwards. Apply some throttle. Gotta get up to about 40. Yeah, gotta get up to 40 kilometers an hour. And then we reactivate AFB.
Now you're doing about 40 kilometers per hour, it's time to get the AFB system enabled. First, completely cut the power handle to off. Next, set the AFB to the maximum position. Don't worry, it can't do anything because the power handle is set to off. Now activate the AFB switch to turn AFB on.
Sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't.
AFB, AFB, AFB.
Move the AFB lever to 80 kilometers per hour so it can speed up.
That's what's annoying. It's a little things like that.
Finally, apply some power. Notice that we're now accelerating, and if all has gone well, you'll see the power cut out around the 80 kilometers per hour mark as AFB is managing your speed.
Yep. 5 minutes. It's gonna take 5 minutes. Coming up to a waypoint marker. We'll get more instructions soon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hit it, George.
Pretend there's a signal restriction coming up ahead and you need to apply the brakes. Use the brake lever to bring the train down to around 40 kilometers per hour and then release the brakes.
Okay, the one other thing I want to take a quick look at is to see how is this thing running down the track true, and how true is it? And it was a front bogies. Everything had a weird, like it was cut in an odd way, and the body was sliding, but it's running pretty true. The track, the rails are a bit wiggly. It's not sliding off to the right on the bogies. So it's not as it was in the video that I show, and it's now fixed. So, oh no, there's a red signal. I gotta stop. Okay. Leave the brakes.
Notice how even though the cruise control is set to 80 kilometers per hour still and power is applied, it's still not accelerating. This is because the brake application caused a throttle lockout. To reset it, you need to put the power back to off and then reapply it.
Okay, set to off. And back to max power.
Perfect. You're accelerating back up to 80 kilometers per hour.
Which is also known as a PCS lockout, traction lock. So there's several ways that it's referred to, other than what you just heard by the disembodied voice. Hey, now we're going to get more instructions soon from Georgie Porgy. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3. Hit it.
You're headed back to the station again, so bring the throttle to off and use your brakes to bring the train to a stop in the platform.
Hey, a bit early to do all of that because, as you've seen, the brakes are pretty good on this particular locomotive, and I don't want to come to an early stop. So, well, coming a little bit fast, I know.
It is important to remember that a cruise control system like this is no substitute for the driver paying attention and remaining responsible for the train. Cruise control systems also cannot be relied upon to slow the train at an appropriate rate when approaching red signals or speed reductions, so you should be ready to use your brakes as needed. That concludes this module. If you wish to replay, you can come back to it at any time via the training center.
I just want to take a couple, maybe a minute or so, and just say thank you for being here. Thank you for stopping by. If it's your first time here, thank you. I appreciate it. By all means, come back again. If you found this helpful, informative, interesting, let me know down below in the comments. And if you have any concerns, and the way I did it, let me know. I'm always looking to change and find ways to do things better. I I can't stress enough that I make these to provide a quality and decent viewing experience for all, and I do it because I enjoy it, and I have fun. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you for taking the journey with me. It's a, I know I may sound a little petty, and maybe so, but what's annoying is it's not just one thing. It's a lot of little things, and they just keep adding up. And there's just no way that this could be done in 5 minutes. I don't see how it can be done in 5 minutes. It's not possible. Laws of physics, they do apply to time as well. But anyway, there you go. Whoop, there it is. With all that said and done, thank you. Take care. God bless. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.